Shubham. Pranam. All right, so let us begin with today's sutra. See, there are two types of yogis, each one. One is known as Abhyasa Pratyay, and one is known as Bhava Pratyay. All right. Abhyasa Pratyay is the one who will have methods to follow, and it will not be easy for him. Let us all recognize that. That and after understanding who we are, we should know where do we stand, and then our efforts should be aligned accordingly. So Bhava Pratyaya are those yogis who are born with a lot of sanskaras of yoga in them. And their sanskaras drive them. So their devotion towards the path is not conditional. It is spontaneous. See, most of us come to spirituality when our back ache, headache, stomach ache, or heartache. You see? Right? So, in that situation, we tend to think that there is solution, and that is the last resort. But let us try, because nothing is working. Let God take over now. Right? Because all other are exhausted. God is last resort, not the first. Right? God is last option. And that is out of frustration only. Not out of inspirational, enthusiastic approach towards him. So you approach God in frustrated condition, or you approach God or approach that higher source in the mindset of curiosity. Just curious. My loved one has died, let's say. Then I can be curious. Where would he be? Has he gone to Swarga or Narka? Or he is roaming around? Because as a spirit, where is he? Can I contact him? Can I communicate with him? Right? Or is he also feeling my pain? All that. So out of curiosity, we want to know about the soul, the true spirit which we are, because we have heard that we are not the body. Right? And therefore we think that body has died and now the soul must have been somewhere and it must go somewhere. So we start with curiosity. And when you go, there will be two type of people who will come to your they will take the responsibility for you. One will say, okay, I will connect you to your dad or your mom or your whosoever. Let me give you an opportunity to communicate with him. Huh? Such people are also there. But second type will be saying that, see, the purpose of life is to know yourself as the soul and therefore forget about him. He lost the opportunity, you work at least. Right? Right. So that is how we generally get interested in spiritual endeavors, and we begin our journey towards the God or soul. Both are equal in that sense, because both are subtle. We hardly know whether there is any difference between Atma and Paramatma, soul and absolute soul, right? The self and Ishvara, correct? So our inclination and our journey in a spiritual domain is out of frustration, out of curiosity, out of fear, and all that. It is not out of enthusiasm. It is not because we wanted to know it. Frustration also leads to that kind of, because we expect the life to go our way. Till the time it moves our way, it is fine. And when it doesn't, then we try a very bit. Right? And finally, when we fail, then we think, koi to hai upar, there is someone above who is not letting this happen. Let me directly contact him. Okay. Right? And this is not surrender, because this sort of approach is always filled with anxiety and impatience. Because when you will not get the results, you will say, God is also not there. He also does not see what is my suffering. He is not helping at all. He is not merciful. Right? All such things will come. And our so-called curiosity or the enthusiasm will fade. Most of us will do that. Our enthusiasm will not continue because the premise of taking up that quest itself was wrong. This is our motivation, which comes in the peak of our demotivated state. Right? So do you think it will yield results? No, it will not. And therefore, such a person would have to do a lot of work on himself. And that is why all such yogis who come to yoga only to improve on bhoga, they're not really wanting yoga. They don't want God. They want the world to get better. Okay. They don't want God. They want God to help them to make this world better for them. Right? Especially for them. Correct? Not collectively. They're not praying for Sarve Bhavantu Sukhna. It's just a prayer. Deep down, they desire only their world should change. Let the world go to hell. Let everybody sleep without having a morsel. But my coffer should be filled. Right? This is how we approach the spirituality. And that is why we fail. Correct? So let us be very, very clear about our own state. Most of us are abhyasa pratyaya. We are not bhava pratyaya. So for bhava pratyaya, there are already sanskaras which he has cultivated through lifetime and has arrived at such certain stage, which is divided in two categories. One is known as bhava pratyaya has been divided in two categories. One is known as videha, and another one is known as prakriti laya. Prakriti laya, videha and prakriti laya. Videha and prakriti laya are the two samadhis. I mean, the person who has been born in this lifetime as bhava pratyaya, either as a videha or prakriti laya, has been engaged with the practice of self-discovery and has attained certain state of samadhi. He has already attained samadhi, but that is not known as ultimate samadhi. He has attained samadhi, which is referred to in this system as sampragyat samadhi. Sampragyat samadhi. And sampragyat samadhi is of four types: vitarka, vichara, ananda, and asmita. So These two yogis are the ones who have already attained Anand or Asmita Samadhi. Hmm? And yogis like generally all of us incline towards it. If at all they have achieved anything, maybe vitarka vichar. That's it. Otherwise, you will be born with all the tendencies and dispassion toward the world. But if your sanskaras are quite pure, and even if you have not achieved that higher state of Ananda Samadhi or Asmita, Anandanugat or Asmita-anugat Samadhi, suppose you have not attained. You have attained Vitarkanugat or Vicharanugat Samadhi. Then what will happen? That you will be born normally, you will start living your life normally. Then after a while, you will develop dispassion and you will move towards it. Because certain sanskaras are unlived. They want to unfold themselves. And therefore, you will be living a normal material life. After that, you will find it disinteresting somewhat by your own reading, rather than something bad befalling upon. Understand? Then you will be naturally motivated. After living through this life for a while, you will start actually questioning the very purpose of it. Why am I living like this? What is the purpose? Etc. etc. Such questions will come. After your sanskaras are dissipated through your actions in this world. And if you have been blessed with satsang, that is important. Good people should be around you. Otherwise, you can never get back to this. Probably you will continue with your life. Huh? And then what will happen? At the end, again you will miss this life itself. Although there were sanskaras, but initially because the sanskaras, the strong sanskaras manifest first. What was your strong sanskara? To engage in life. Some unresolved issues, right? Somebody whom you have not forgiven, let's say. Someone whom you have not forgiven. Something which you have not been able to come to terms with. And you still feel that it was unjust for you. Then what will happen? Next lifetime, first you will settle that score, no? We are here to challenge our own notions. If you live by a notion, you live by your expectation, and life fulfills it, you are doomed. Let me tell you, because you will never get back to the real quest. If your all expectations are met and you are not given any blow in your life will be wasted, because you will continuously entangled in this world only. You will never have this question, who am I? What is the purpose? What is the ultimate purpose? You will not even recognize that you are living an ordinary life. Ordinarily, people do that, you are doing the same thing. In different measures, people achieve success, money, wealth, relationships, fame, name, etc., power. And at the end of it, they all go. So this happens. But lucky are those who get to such situations in life by the grace of divine only. This happens with the blessings of the Ishvara. That you are given tough situations in life where you are made to ponder about the very purpose of life itself. Then the real quest begins. So, will you now have any complaints against the Ishvara who has given you opportunities to get into real quest of life? Will you blame him for that? Now, will you blame the person who, or the situation which has become instrumental in giving you this quest of life? You should ponder about. So you should be rather happy. Good. You cheated me. Good. You tortured me. Good. You took my share. Good. You lied. Why? Because that has given me a kind of a stimulus, a trigger to think about the purpose of life itself. What if this lifetime we would have enjoyed a full-fledged, comfortable life, not much of problems? Then lifetime is wasted. Then is there any guarantee that next lifetime also will be the same? No. Because when things go well, there is some problem here. That problem is what you call, you become biased, you become kind of selfish, because things are moving your way and you want them to be going like that. And there are chances that out of your this desire that things should move in my way, I should get what I want, I should be amongst the people whom I love, thousands of motivations in life. Then you will start cheating. Such cheating starts, and that cheating is again detrimental to your next life, if not this life. Correct? So, and lucky are those who get the fruit of their action seemingly, though it is not true. Seemingly, they did something wrong and they are paid back in this lifetime itself. It seems so. That is, if I think I have done that mistake and therefore I am being given this situation, it's good. It's good because you can correlate. Otherwise, you will be cursing God for that. Right or not? Right or not? So then, in that situation, it is good that we engage ourselves in a bad karma or something, and we see the results are not going our way. The whole intention of engaging ourselves in bad karma was to get a good, favorable outcome. But the outcome shows that it has not happened. So then you think, okay, maybe I did wrong. Right? So all such people who stay in such zone are abhyas pratyay. Right? They have to make a lot of efforts. And what are the ways of abhyasis? The ways of abhyasis: Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi. The Samadhi here in this sutra refers to stillness of mind, not the real Samadhi. Samadhi is a process and Samadhi is an outcome. So Samadhi as a process is being talked here. Samadhi is as a process is your effort to still your mind. Samadhi as an outcome is complete stillness of your mind. So Samadhi has two meanings. So here in this statement or this sutra, Patanjali is referring to the process. Stillness of mind. Shraddha, faith. Virya, enthusiasm. Smriti, remembering right knowledge at the right time. We all have knowledge, but we generally don't remember it at the right time. Right? When we were told that we should not worry. All of us know that, but we still worry. So that is why knowledge serves as smriti. Knowledge serves us as smriti. Smriti means memory. Smriti means recall. So right time recall is essential. Shraddha, that is faith. Faith in your own capacity. Faith that if others can do so, I can also do so. Faith that I have started walking and God is guiding me, or else God himself has given me this opportunity God has pushed me to this path by creating certain situations or maybe inspiring me. Both are okay. So God is taking care of me. God has given me the capacity to recognize things, memorize things, apply my logic, sustain my body, etc. Whose capacity? Capacity given by God only, right? So when God is driving everything, I need to trust Him rather than blame Him. That the life is being unfolded as per the plan He has for us. And we must respond in full awareness of this fact. Whatever you ought to do, you must do. But outcome is never as per your expectations. So when expectations are not met, take a, take an unbiased view, a dispassionate view, vairagya, load yourself with the vairagya. And what is vairagya? Vairagya is the extreme fruition of knowledge. Ultimate fruition of knowledge is vairagya. Somebody is not coming up to your expectations, let's say. How do you apply vairagya? Vairagya is people are like that. They can be in any zone, in any band. Some people are like that. Some people don't respond to love. Some people don't respond to praise. Some people they are by birth cheaters only. They are by birth angry man only. Right? So how do you deal with them? By knowledge only, no? So people are like that. Some people might be. So what? This person whom I have chosen, or probably God has given me that placement, I need to recognize, ठीक है, ऐसा भी आदमी होता है भाई, right? Such creatures also exist. So let us all be driven by that knowledge, and when knowledge will be remembered at the right time, vairagya is natural outcome. Knowledge is the power. Knowledge is that power which works wonders in this material world, and it is the same knowledge which works wonder in the spiritual world, because the knowledge in a spiritual world culminates in creating vairagya, which is the prerequisite for our spiritual progress. And what is our spiritual progress? How do we define that? That is peace of mind. How much evolved we are spiritually will be governed by our peace of mind. And all of you must be remembering, I always say that, one peace of mind, not many pieces of mind. So if you have pieces of mind, fighting with each other, trust wala part is fighting with the doubting wala part. Doubting wala part is fighting with the knowledge wala part. Knowledge wala part is finding fault in the process wala fault part, etc., etc. So many pieces of mind fighting amongst each other, creating a poultry farm within. Such a mind can never be peaceful, right? So how to deal with it? Learn to deal with it. Live in that awareness that this life is here and now. If I am not peaceful now, I'll never be peaceful. If you go on postponing your peace of mind or inner joy, that habit will take you nowhere. Nowhere. Rather, split it right here, see through it, and make nowhere, convert that nowhere to now here. That's it. That is what we must do. If we are peaceful here and now, we are destined to be somewhere. Right? If you are not peaceful here and now, that shows how much evolved we are spiritually. Come what may, I may be in rugs. I may be completely shattered financially, no, relationship wise. So many aspects we actually give our importance. You give importance to such parameters. Whatever be your parameter, it doesn't matter. Whatever be your parameter, you have to be peaceful with it. And that knowledge will be helpful in keeping you peaceful. When things don't go your way, you always have this knowledge. Not always everything goes our way. Let us get back to our sutra. It says Ishwar Pranidhana Dva. So all of that which has been discussed, Shraddha, Smriti, Virya, and Samadhi, the four ways. The other one is Ishwar Pranidhana Dva. Va means also or otherwise or else. How? Not by these four ways, then or by Ishwar Pranidhana, which means having complete devotional surrender to God. If you think that this surrender, I have already discussed, this surrender is last option, it is not going to work. This surrender should be your first option. And if you don't know, see, how do we surrender towards someone? Out of our need or out of our knowledge? You see, if you are surrendering out of your need, it is temporary. But if you are surrendering out of knowledge, your surrender is permanent. Your devotion is permanent. Your praise and gratitude, your attitude of respect is permanent. It's not temporary. Because you know what that person is. And therefore, you are devoted. So your devotion is based on real understanding of an entity. So knowledge-based surrender, which means we must know who the Ishvara is. Then only Ishwar Pranidhan will happen. Then only you can surrender to Ishvara. If you have wrong notions about Ishvara, your surrender will never be perfect because you never know him. All of us have so many definitions, and there lies the root cause of your inability to not comply with the kind of surrender which we require to be spiritually enlightened. Right? Our wrong notion about Ishvara. Okay? So Patanjali, from this sutra number 23 onwards, in later at least 10 sutras, 8 to 10 sutras, he is going to define Ishvara only. What is your definition of Ishvara? You must know who the Ishvara is. If you think the Ishvara is the one who is there, sitting there only to fulfill all your desires, then you will not be successful in your surrender because Ishvara does not do so. You are run by your own karmas. Your life is decided by the choices you make, the right or wrong decisions you make, the kind of knowledge you have, because your decision should be knowledge based. Our decisions are desire based and expectations based. Our decisions are hope driven, not the fact driven, not the data driven. Who is that God whom I'm surrendering to? You should know, huh? Otherwise you'll have wrong expectations with God. Our understanding of God is not clear. And that is why we suffer. Right? Let us all understand what the surrender is and how this should be inculcated. And As I already told you, this surrender can come only when we have right notion and right knowledge of who the Ishvara is. If you are engaged in certain type of action, you will face the consequences. God is not your image consultant, right? Neither God is your servant, nor God is your employee, nor God is your chowkidar, security personnel, right? Recognize that. So who is God then? If this God is useless, then why should I believe in such a God? Think about it. Acha, tell me, will you want to believe or have gratitude and surrender, respect and reverence for a person who is biased or unbiased? God is totally unbiased. Hmm? Correct? It is our fancy and imagination. God is all forgiving. God is not forgiving. Let us be clear. God is not forgiving. Neither he is punishing. Neither he is taking account of your deeds and so on and so forth. He has devised a system where you will automatically get punished if you do things not the way it is supposed to be done. Simple. Right? So God is neither biased nor God makes any favors. Can you respect such a God? This is what God is. Unbiased. Not doing favors. Not responding to your prayers also, by the way. God, please help me. Why? Why should I help you? Tell me. Why should I help you? Have I not given you enough intellect that you can help yourself? Have I not given you enough courage that you seek my intervention? No, God will not intervene. At least the God which Patanjali is describing, he is not entangled in all this. He has created a system, be in it or suffer. Learn to mend your ways, learn to educate yourself and live in the system. And there are ways to get rewarded, there are ways to get punished. Follow it, get rewarded or punished, and all will culminate back to knowledge. The more knowledge you have about the system, you will not get punished. And this is what happens now everywhere. We are the tiny reflection of God's, right? Is it not? We are tiny gods in ourselves. Can we say that? Yes, we are. We are in the image reflection of God. Think about it. So if you know how the system works, you will be able to utilize it in your own way to get favorable outcome. God has created an intelligent system. You have also been given a portion of it. You also carry. You are not given complete intelligence, but you have also been given little bit. That is called intellect. So use your intellect and try to decode the intelligence which exists around you. And then the material will become your servant. It's not taking you towards indulgence, let me tell you. It's only telling you that use the existing framework of Prakriti by having the right know-how of how to utilize this Prakriti to know the real self, the reality, the truth. We should know what is what. What is Prakriti? How does it work? And how would you know it? Only in the state of ekagra manah sthiti, ekagra chitta avastha. There are five, by the way. Five. Kshipta, moodha, vikshipta, ekagra, niruddha. Niruddha. Which niruddha state takes you to the God realization. Ekagra will give you the real meaning of everything, which means including Prakriti. And that is why those yogis who have understood the Prakriti and they are operating in the domain of Prakriti and not able to move to higher Samadhi, which is known as Asampragyat Samadhi, they are born as Prakriti Laya. Understood? Because they have understood Prakriti well. They are there. They have reached that Prakriti where they have understood how the gunas operate amongst each other to create this world, which is this is the world which we live in. Prakriti creates everything. Prakriti means three material: sattva, rajatam. Right? Sattva, rajatam, three materials. They are not qualities. They are materials. How they are utilized, how they mix up themselves to become what I am perceiving right away. So they have become proficient in understanding the Prakriti, the play of three gunas in Ekagra Avastha. Ekagra means you are one pointed on anything. But our one pointedness is in it. There are so many people who are Ekagra. I also become concentrated or Ekagra when I solve a problem of mathematics, when I'm doing the tabulation, when I'm drawing a pie chart, when I'm doing this, when I'm preparing data, when I'm writing my self-appraisal, I'm Ekagra, right? But that Ekagrata is sullied with Raga, Dvesha, Moha, Bhaya, etc., etc. That means your Chitta Bhumika is not that what Ekagra Chitta Bhumika requires. Understand? So you should deal with Raga, Dvesha, Moha, Bhaya, etc., etc. Kama, Krodha, whatnot. Do away with that. Stay, become Ekagra. Everything will start revealing itself to you. Ekagra Avastha has been defined by Maharshi Vyas in this commentary of Patanjali. Sadbhutam artham pradyodayati. Means, Sadbhutam means any bhuta means any material. Sat artham pratyodayati. Pradyodayati. That means the true meaning of that material is known to you. All the meanings of that material are known to you. Ekagra means not only focus there. Ekagra is a chitta bhumika. Not only concentrated. We all become concentrated, as I told. But we must not have any traces of raga, dvesha, moha, bhaya, ahankara, kama, krodha, etc. Understand? So, and which also means all our effort is to move to Ekagra. Correct or not? All our effort is to move to that Ekagra Avastha where the spirit of things is known to us. The true nature of the things is known to us. Right? When a person reveals himself to him, look at him and that person, everything known to you. How is that possible? In that Ekagra Chitta Bhumika. Correct? That Ekagra, and not only that, see, those commentators, those people who have given you certain new principles, they all have accidentally, occasionally, they have touched that Ekagra Chitta Bhumika. That is the possibility then only. See, look at the life of Madame Curie. Now you know that there is something called radioactivity. And all other inventions, further invention are based on that one root cause invention by Madame Curie, the radioactivity. Right? What she was doing? कौन सा राग द्वेष कर रही थी वो? नहीं कर रही थी ना? Think about it. Even when you lose that raga dveshka background, you will start elevating. You will start elevating towards that ekagra chitta bhumika automatically. Things will reveal themselves to you. Situations whatever life situations you're surrounded with, the true meaning of that, true purpose of that is revealed to you. Otherwise, you will never get there. Otherwise, you will never understand why it is happening. What does this mean to me, at least? Right? Why all this? What is the purpose? The purpose is known, and that is called realization. Understand? The realization will come when we are not engaged in raga, dvesha, ajnana, moha, mamata, bhaya, etc. We are not driven by that. No ripples. That means what? Shanta chitta. Again, come back to the same thing. And who will do that? Of course, all those things, but our true surrender to God can also get us there. But remember again, who is your God? Is there one God or many gods? Is your God your chowkidar or your image consultant or what? Your God is salesman? What? Is God your doctor or what? Think about it. So once you would know about that God which is being discussed here in Yoga Sutras, then only your surrender will be mature enough, based out of knowledge, not out of presumption. Because presumption might not be correct. And then when the situation tend to show us that our presumptions were wrong, we dilute the entity God itself. Don't we? We start complaining, we start, आज तक मैं इनकी पूजा करता था, अब मैंने सारथी मूर्ति हटा दिया, मैं इनकी पूजा करता हूँ. हनुमान जी मदद नहीं करते, अब गणेश जी करेंगे. अब गणेश जी नहीं करते, अब दुर्गा जी करेंगी. अब दुर्गा जी नहीं करते, भैरव बाबा करेंगे. अब भैरव बाबा नहीं करते, वैष्णो देवी करेंगी. भैया रुको रुको रुको. कोई नहीं मदद करेगा, क्योंकि परमानेंट जो ऊपर बैठा है वो किसी की मदद नहीं करता. वही है गॉड, और वो सबकी मदद कर रहा है. ये भी है. अब वो सबसे बड़ी समस्या है. The biggest problem is that he helps everybody, but he doesn't help anybody. You are helping yourself. It's only way to say, God doesn't help. Help yourself. Let me correct the phrase. Right? At least that God which Patanjali is going to describe. We may have our notions. Our God works on our stomach ache also, by the way. So, God is pure intelligence. The more you know, more you help you derive. That's it. God is pure intelligence, which is operating through this prakriti, this material. The more you know, the more you come in contact with that, the more you are powerful. The more you can help yourself. Right? So the true meaning of anything you want to know, you have to come to a state where koi chinta nahi hai. Everything given is accepted. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, किसी से कोई कंप्लेंट नहीं है. मुझको तो भगवान से भी कंप्लेंट नहीं है, तो फिर किससे करेंगे? सोचो, है ना? पर हमारी तो प्रॉब्लम है, दुनिया से इतनी कंप्लेंट हो जाती है, जब भर जाते हैं तुम जाकर भगवान से करने लगे. तुम ही गड़बड़ कर रहे हो. आज खुश तो बहुत हो गए तुम. Right? Correct. So this is what we should be discussing in our next session of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. What does he mean by God? Today I have given you some understanding, not the exact understanding what Patanjali is going to give you. But please be corrected here that our God is not that God which we think he is. And therefore our notions should be corrected. God is everywhere, but I can't find him. You see? Is it not? God is working in everyone, even including myself, but I can't find him. God is one, but he appears as many. You see? I don't know. So many things. And that is the problem. So let us first clarify who the God is, and then everything will be clear. So for today, this much is enough. ठीक है? Done? Let us pray and then we'll leave. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ शिवोऽहम्।